Hello, 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 Virgos. How are you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. For many of you, you've seen me before, but for those that are brand new, my name is Patti, and I am an empath that does intuitive tarot, along with two intuitive counseling, well, not counseling, intuitive coaching. It is sort of like counseling, only from the divine and through all kinds of energy sources and that kind of thing. So I do that. So I also do one-on-one readings. If that's something that you ever want to do, you're very welcome to go below, see the website, and go ahead and schedule or contact me about when you would like to have one done. And also, too, there's coaching information there, too. So let's get started, Virgos. This is for the 1st through the 6th of December. My gosh, we're almost the end of the year. Wow. Although the universe really doesn't know about the years as far as that. They don't care. The energy doesn't care. It just keeps going, keeps moving, keeps on ticking. All right. So just to give you a heads up now, for those of you who haven't watched the full moon and eclipse video, I think it's going to come up towards the end if you want to click on it. But there's a lot of information out there about the new moon or the full moon and the eclipse and the energies. There's a lot you really need to know for the first couple of weeks of December. So if you're really feeling edgy, not sure of what's going on, your emotions, how you're responding, that kind of thing, then you probably want to take a peek at that video, because I tried to explain it as good as I can, but there's a lot of energies that are coming and adjusting. So for those of you that are brand new, I'm taking 2 oracles out, one for the energies for this week, and then one of the oracles is towards the end of the week and moving into the 6th through forward for a week. Now this can happen sooner, it could have already happened, but these are the energies that are trying to prepare you to get ready for that next week. And it's all going to depend on your energies and how you move to be able to see if they're actually going to change, because you can make a decision and change an energy just like that. All right, so we've got the first oracle out, and that is going to be the, let's see, 13-4, yeah. So I'm doing some numerology in my head, sorry. So the first card out is the talisman, and that is actually the number 4. And the reason for number 4 is about stability. Talisman is about on your path, you sort of know who's on your side, who's not on your side. You sort of keep your light out front to make sure you're not stepping on any booby traps kind of a thing. So you want to keep on that trail or path as straight as you can, but you know there's always going to be twists and turns. That's the journey of life. But the other thing is, with the talisman, is a lot to do with who you know, who your allies are and who they aren't. And if you don't know who they are, that is the time to really sit down and get to know yourself a little bit better, because you're maybe off on your boundaries, or maybe some of your standards, or maybe you don't have enough self-love to say, hey, no, that's not acceptable to me. So, and you let people take advantage of you or walk over you, and that might not be your fault. That might be the roots from where all that started from way back there. So that's why I'm saying sometimes coaching or counseling, professional counseling, sometimes will help you get there. It just gives you the tools and the tips to really get down deep to who you are. That way you have your boundaries, your standards, and that you know who your allies are. So we're going to give you some tools and tips, hopefully, because I think the cards are probably going to show that a lot. So let's get on to the second energy for the last part of the week, please. All right. Now just remember that, thank you. So just remember that you're in a new moon, the full moon. The full moon and the eclipse are going to create some havoc. That havoc is going to be like scatteredness, fogginess. You're not going to be able to think too clear. Things are going to be just chaotic a little bit. And that energy from the moon, the time of the moon that comes into the 30th, then you can actually see the full moon for 3 days. So you'll be able to see a beautiful, beautiful moon. If you have crystals and all that kind of stuff, put them out there so they can get energized. So And, you know, some people are like, I don't believe in that. Don't put your crystals out there. Don't put your stuff out there. So, so we have the second energy, but it's going to also keep going. So remember the 30th, the 1st, the 2nd, probably about Tuesday, it's going to start mellowing out a little bit. But during those times, it's going to be a little chaotic. So, and you might feel really emotional, weepy, just why am I crying? Why am I so emotional? Why am I so sensitive? That kind of stuff too. So then we have movement. So remember, talisman is about stability, knowing who your allies are, which way to go. Also, you really sort of know where you want to go, but there's always traps and trip falls. You know, there's always these people that manipulate, a lot of distractions. Thank you. So they're saying that don't forget about the distractions. The distractions are meant to happen because of the eclipse. The eclipse is meant to create things chaotic and scattered. So remember to really just stay focused to your standards, your ideals, and all that kind of stuff to know who your allies are. So, and then the second card is movement. Movement is that we are moving forward, and it's also the number 1, which means newness coming, which like I told Taurus, I said, I wish you guys could see in my head because I begin to see like a movie. And sometimes it's like portrayed like in a, and then it's right there. So when I get these cards, it's like all of a sudden, you know, cards are cards, you know, it's like, how do you see that? Well, you see one card, but then all of a sudden the divine will show me a movie, boom, 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 boom. And this might be going on with somebody. And then he'll show me the same cards in a different movie, boom, 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 and that might be somebody different. So that's why I'm saying I have so many energy. Or then I get somebody coming through. I don't know who they are. They're coming through. Might be your ancestors, might be your family, might be the divine, might be whoever. And they're like, tell him this, tell him this. You know, don't forget to tell him this. And that's how this happens with intuitiveness. This is not really the cards. It's just how they come and how they tell me to tell the story of the cards. And that's probably what's happening with somebody on the other side. Oh, are these upside down? Dang it. I wish they were. We have the Page of Cups come in reverse. So usually with the Page of Cups, there's curiosity, there's a message coming in, there's some, you know, creativeness. So somebody, to me, this is sort of being stuck. Somebody like, it may be somebody's coming to you and say, hey, you know what, if you don't change, things are not gonna, if you don't start thinking different, things are not gonna change. That kind of a thing. Yeah. Ace of, I was gonna say Ace of Clubs. I'm playing cards. Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands, there's a newness that does want to come in. There's a newness of something that you're wanting to change, you're wanting to do. That newness is sitting right there in front of you. It wants to come in. For some reason, somebody's holding back. Now, I'll imagine because of, again, this is the thing, like I'm telling you, I see the planets, I see the universe, I see the energies, I see what's happening with the full moon, the eclipse, blah, 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 blah. I see all your cards and the energies, and it's like, how do I get this out fast enough? It's like I can't say it fast enough. So what it is somebody's like halting themselves from allowing this newness in. It's like, okay, thank you. Somebody's listening to somebody freaking on Earth. Don't do that. You know how much it's going to cost you? Do you know how much that's going to be worth? Do you know? The negative, you know, negative nanny could be a Taurus maybe. But you know your path, you know your journey, you know what you want. Don't listen to the humans, listen to the divine. Because if this is something that you have been, it's sort of like you're calling your purpose, people like, how do I know? What have you been yearning since you were a child? What have you been having a passion about since you were a child? What have you been sort of guided to do since you were a child? That's usually where a passion lies. Now, does it last a lifetime or does it last? Sometimes it lasts, maybe sometimes, but sometimes it can last a lifetime. What is your passion? What is this newness? Some people don't even know what their passion is. I've had horses in my blood since I was 6. Went from, I didn't even realize I didn't have a clue where it would show up or where I'd go. And then I ended up owning a horse business. And I had horses most of my life. And I'm a leathersmith and a saddlesmith. And did I ever expect that? No, but I followed my heart and my dream to where the divine had my passion and my loves. So what is it new that's coming to you, or what is newness in you that is just screaming to get out? You're holding it back. Something's screaming, and that movement is there. That movement is going to come because it's the number one movement. Even if you move in baby steps, everybody's like, well, I hate to say it, but it's like my daughter. Well, I don't have the money, right? You know what? Build the money, grow the money, baby step until you get what you want. It's like, well, you did all this stuff. Yeah, but I had to work hard to get what I wanted. But then when I got it, then I went on to the next thing. I've done so many things in my life, not to toot my own horn, but I've windsurfed, I've scuba dived, I've lived in another country. I became an author, a semi-pro bowler. I've become a horsewoman. I could go on and on and on. But that's only because I didn't hold myself back and I didn't fear. And anybody can do that. Yes. Thank you, Divine. You have the world at your footsteps. You have the wheel of fortune. Spin it. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What is it? Somebody in the Virgos knows exactly, is being a Virgo and knows exactly what they want to do. They are honed in. This is what I want to do. Now I got to just keep moving to do it. And that's where you're headed. Somebody is that. But some Virgo out there has had trauma, PTSD, or something very traumatic happened that they're living in fear that they can't allow themselves to have the newness. The divine is saying, I will give it to you. Have faith and believe in me. Woo! I'll start crying when he speaks. Woo! Sorry, I'm an empath. He hasn't spoke very often lately. Now I don't remember what he I get goosebumps everywhere. Thank you so much. That was very beautiful. Thank you. Whew. Yeah. We'll work together. We will work together. Oh, I'm going to start crying, guys. Wow. Ooh. Thank you, Divine. Thank you so very, very much. Okay, so let's get back. So it does take work. It does take time. And there is an offering coming. If you're worried about the money to do something, have faith and trust. And if you want to talk about this with me one-on-one, I will share something with you. I don't share with a lot of people. But if you are so fearful that the money won't be there, it'll be there. If this is what he wants, if this is what's for your life, it will be there. Trust me. Woo. All right. Wow. Virgo is powerful, powerful, powerful. He's here. He's here. What else do you want to share? He is here. Four of Cups. Oh. Somebody's sad. Somebody's depressed. Somebody is overthinking. Oh, thank you. So they said you're overthinking. Trust in me. Once we overthink something, sorry, when we overthink something, we don't allow spirit to work because we're so involved in earth and earthly thinking that we don't allow the divine to show us really all that he can do. He's amazing. He has brought me from being homeless, living out of my car, to owning a business in 1 year. A broke, I was going to say the word that starts with an ass, woman, single mom, living out of her car. Daughter was living with her dad. I pushed her to live with her dad and wouldn't let her live out of a car. And I didn't have any money. He showed me how to build a business plan. He put the people right there. This is something he wanted. Put the people right there to build a business plan. Then I'm like, I have no money. Then he said, and then the business people said, go here. Here's to get some lending. The lending came in. Everything, boom, 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 happened. And it was just blew my mind. And within a year, I owned a company that started in 1995 and I bought it in 2004. He is amazing. Lover's card. Oof, sorry. He's amazing. Don't be depressed. Don't be sad. Don't be frustrated. Don't live with earth knowledge. That will only get you, that'll keep you here. That will keep you here, stuck, if you live by earth knowledge. For some energy out there, he's trying to lighten it up. Thank you, I appreciate that. Somebody out there is got the Lover's card. Somebody is searching for love. Let me bring them to you. Let me bring them to you, is what he's saying. Somebody's, again, trying to work it, trying to make it happen, trying to, why can't, who you're going to meet. That's that desperation. He's just saying, let me bring them to you. Wow. Anyway, woo. I don't know who this is for. So we have, the Five of Swords again. There's struggling, but it's searching for truth, a truth of the mind. We're getting back to this truth of the mind, the movement, the forward. Watching your allies, paying attention to who's around you, who's in your circle. If you start getting a red flag or feeling like, you know what, you need to back it away, and maybe that needs to go. Yeah, everything's about swords. Queen of Swords, she is there. Magician, we can manifest. We can manifest, but we're not supposed to manifest. We let spirit manifest. You can have, the magician, you can have pretty much anything is what they're saying, of anything of your desire. It's just who are you going to follow, earth or spirit? Boy, I don't know why I'm very spiritual with you guys, Virgo. Somebody out there must be needing this. I don't know who. Yeah. Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. You can have it all. Money, mind, love, spirituality, your journey, your path, your purpose. You can have it. But thank you. But you've got to unblock this fear. You've got to know your stand. Thank you. So you've got to know your standards. You've got to know your boundaries. You've got to know who to let in and not let in. And if they're toxic, they need to go, because the reason why when somebody's toxic, we don't say, oh, they're toxic, get rid of them. No, it's because their energy is so low and so dark. It is that we call them energy vampires. They'll suck all your energy right out, and you won't have any energy to do what you need to do. And so that's why we say toxic people sort of need to go. They may come back later once they've grown and learned and gone their path and journey, but maybe they're just there for a season, for just a time. Maybe they're there for only a minute to teach a lesson to them, or for you to teach them a lesson, or them to teach a lesson to you. Yes. Again, they're saying, take the offering. Plant the new seed. Plant the new way. Thank you. Plant it. The old way is not going to work anymore. The old way is not going to work anymore. It's not. And you'll see the Ace of Wands come up probably for the next 2 months quite a bit, because the old ways are not working. We have to find new ways. Not every single human being has to find new ways, because the old ways not coming back. Yeah. But there is unity, there is oneness, there is celebration at the end of it, and at the end of the day. There is a lot of celebration because you know what? This is a lot of work. It's a ton of work. You know, I used to, well, I've got a lot of trauma in my past, and it has taken a ton of strength, a ton of work to come through all of it. But everybody says, wow, you persevere through anything. But the thing is, what I'll tell you is this work pays off. This work pays off. Not only for other people to see you differently, but it is for me. For me, that work pays off. That work pays off in joy, in happiness, in peace, and allowing me to be the person that I'm going to be. And I'm not going to be a doormat, and I'm not going to allow people to walk all over me. Maybe they'll say I'm a little bit gruff or a little bit too honest at points and times. Well, honesty sometimes hurts. And that's the only way to grow. That's the only way to grow is through honesty. And that's what we need to learn to be more with ourselves first before we can ask somebody else to be honest. Woo. But there is forward moving into that. I'm really excited because at the end of this, you have all of this. So remember that the movement is more towards the end of the week and into the following because, as you know, any kind of self-help work or self-work on yourself, it doesn't happen like that. If you're like me and you're, past your 50s and, took a long time to get there, it's not going to happen just overnight. So be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Go back and listen to the full moon and the eclipse because this will explain a lot of the energies that are going to happen in this first week. This will probably give you a lot more answers to what even this is about because a lot of it is the way your mindset is going to be and how you're going to change that mindset to bring you to your rewards and to bring you to your purpose and to bring you the message of the divine sense. Like I said, I don't remember a lot of these. Even my girlfriend who's a medium, she doesn't remember because it's not for us. They're not for us. So, all right, Virgos, wow. Sorry, I got emotional. But when the divine comes in, it's like, oh, thank you. I appreciate it very, very much. So I hope you guys have a really, really good week. Go back and watch the full moon and the eclipse. I am going to continue to do the dailies through December. I decided I've noticed some people coming in more and hitting the likes. And so I will keep doing that as long as people keep hitting the likes through the end of the year at least. And we'll go from there and see if we still want to move on forward with those. So I hope you have a great week and we will talk to you. Now remember, just keep in mind that this week is going to be sort of scattered. Maybe not make any major decisions. And if you do, have a backup plan. If you change your mind, just because the energies are so scattered at the first of the week. All right. Take care. Love you guys. Love you, Virgos. You're my Virgos because I'm a Virgo. All right. Take care.